What's going on, guys? It's T90 and welcome back. I hope you're not getting tired of Viper and Hera 1v1s, because this is another one that I will upload. I believe the last one was a day or two ago, and that one was between Viper and Hera on Gold Rush. And that was titled the best Gold Rush game of 2020, because that was sick. If you missed it, go back and watch it. Spoilers, Hera had an incredible comeback, and this was another game from their best of 7. I decided not to cast the whole best of 7 because my YouTube's all about getting the best quality games up. I don't want you guys to watch a video and say, well, that was kind of lackluster. I kind of wish I wouldn't have wasted a half hour of my life. I don't want you guys to ever think that. And normally if I cast the whole best of 7 on my Twitch stream, I'll upload all the ones I did cast, even the lackluster ones, in an unlisted video, but I didn't catch these live. So, Hera's in the south, he's playing as the Persians, and Viper's in the north, he's playing as the Malay. And there's so many unique things about these civs that I could talk about. But I just want to say, I did not see this game at all, okay? Now, there's something I've been wanting to see for a long time in this matchup, because Cross has been played a lot recently, and it's very unique. I want to see both of them use their unique techs. I don't care if Hera researches Kamandaran and never makes a crossbow, but that would be awesome. If Viper also goes for his unique tech, Forced Levy, where the militia line gold cost is replaced by additional food cost, the Persian unique tech is the archer line gold cost is replaced by additional wood cost. So that means if Hera has infinite wood, he could make infinite crossbows, and if Viper has infinite food, he could make infinite two-handed swordsmen. So Persians, their docks and their town centers work faster, and it's the perfect map for that, because there's ponds in the north, south, east, and west. Persians also have amazing knights, camels, so having mobility on top of having a good eco is as good as it gets normally. Viper, I don't know if he's doing it because he prefers it. It's quite an interesting one, because Viper obviously could play a civ like Persians with mobility and economy, but Viper's been picking Malay a lot recently. You know, this was just a show match. It wasn't a billion-dollar tournament or anything. And he's been having some success with it. Now, you won't see this one on YouTube, but there was a best of 7 between Levy and Viper, and I thought Viper was dead. But he ended up making use of these ponds and making use of the fact that Malay have fish traps that give infinite food. And eventually, the food count started to rise, and Levy ran out of resources. And it was actually this same Civ matchup. So I really wonder if we're going to get to a stage in this game where Viper ends up starving Hera out. And if that happens, if Hera foresees that attempt from Viper, will he go for the crossbows? Because that would just be so excellent. Well, anyways, here's a dock for Hera. A fishing ship is on the way. And no, Viper, don't do this! You have so many fans out there! Oh, well, he just lost one. Alright, am I right on that, YouTube? There's one person who's like, that is the last straw. You lost to T90 and now you lose your scalp. Okay, well, Hera, well done. Oh! Oh, God! Oh, man. All the pros are losing fans. I could see what he was trying to do. He wanted the boar underneath his town center, but the villagers didn't help that poor guy out. So, what do you prefer, losing a scout or losing a villager in the Dark Age? I mean, I would probably prefer losing the villager, because now Hera can see what Viper's going for. But I also don't expect there to be that many secrets. The one thing is, if Viper wants to control the ponds and send a villager to the left or the right, Hera will now have a scout to protect from that and snipe any villagers. But, you know, that is very much depends on how the players play it. And we'll find out soon enough, I'm sure. What I love about this map, though, is that players are forced to the corners, but then the center of the map is still so important. Viper's gold, not in the best spot. That needs to be secured. This gold, not in the best spot. That needs to be secured. Where's his other gold at? Oh, over here. Yeah, so his golds are really just bad overall. Hera is walling. Now, his map is so much better. His main gold's safe. This gold's safe. This gold's even safe. So Hera will have no complaints there. And Hera's attacking Viper's Ville. Now, Viper wanted to double dock down in the north. And Hera kills the villager. I think 6 months ago, Viper probably micro-nerds and walls in his villager. But players expect that now. It's funny how players adapt. And Hera made sure he didn't leave that much separation between his scout and that Ville. Viper will get a dock up here. He will, but it delays it, right? That dock could have already been up. That villager could be collecting resources in the future. That's not the case for Viper. Malay are just a sieve of bonuses. They also advance 80% faster to the next age, which is an incredible bonus. Or sorry, 66% faster. It actually used to say 80% faster in the tech tree, and then someone did research. I'm going to give Trirem credit for this one, though it might not have been him. Trirem, one of my mods, and he's hugely influential in everything Age of Empires. He found out it was actually 66%, and that's now changed, I believe, in the tech tree. Yes, it is, yeah. But I always say 80%, because that's what I was told before. Shouldn't have assumed. So, Hera arrives in feudal age. Hera's building a barracks, which tells me that he's going to use that food and make scouts. And there's the stable. So, in my opinion, the use of whatever scouts Hera is going to be, Hera is going to create, is going to be controlling the left and the right. Will he snipe a Viper villager? It's very possible. In fact, Viper's playing sloppy right now. I think it's worth going for it. But I don't think that that's going to decide the game. A villager or two is not a big deal. I think what is a big deal is that if Viper gets the other pawns, he can fortify that, fish trap it, and have infinite food in this game. So you see Hera's here already. Hera really needs to keep an eye on vills that might be sneaking. Viper might be tempted to accompany a villager with a few spears and get to the shoreline of one of those ponds, but yeah, it's important. Now, if you're confused why Viper has 2 more villagers than Hera, that's actually fishing ships, and also the fact that since he advances faster to the next stage, his TC spends less time idle. So, less time researching means more time creating villagers. It's like having 3 more vills in your opponent instantly. It's wild. Viper wants to build a range there. Hera, okay, he's pretty much doing what I said. His new scouts went to the ponds to ensure that Viper's not over there. Viper doesn't seem to care too much. Just 1 pond. Now, I think that it's a mistake on Hera's part to not take the other pawns himself. Oh no, he's doing it. Okay. Yeah, this is good. Diversify a little bit. This is pretty funny. Viper had a spear with a wolf chasing. This villager is just gonna make sure that the wolf can't get out. See, she really just wants a pet. She's always wanted a pet. Oh! And Viper gets walled in! That's hilarious! That's hilarious. That poor deer is probably freaking out. Like, don't eat me. Don't eat me. If I don't move, he won't realize. No, he's trying to run. Well, luckily for you, dear, this is not realistic, and I don't think the wolf's hungry for you. He only eats human. So, yeah, this is good from Hera. But this is definitely one of those things that's good, because most pros seem to believe... Don't tell me Hera will get through there. Oh, he's through. Nice. Most pros seem to believe, or have played it multiple ponds. Viper recently has been doubling down on 1 pond. See, the downside is you overfish this area and then there's no food left and you don't have the economy to go for fish traps long term. But with Malay, if you never have to refresh fish traps, that's hard to say. Refresh fish traps, refresh fish, say that 3 times fast. But I guess if you don't have to do that, it's doable to go for a single pond. Well, Hera got in. He can harass a bit. And oh boy. Oh boy. Hera wanted Vil kills, and Viper got to the left. I think this is a misplay. I think this is a mistake, and Viper is going to make him pay for it. I just know it. Already on his way to Castle Age, Viper. And he'll build another dock here. So he goes for such heavy commitment into the fish. It's so crazy, but it gives him so many resources long term. The guy has 2 farms and 500 food already. Oh wait, is there a weak villager there? There is. Hera tried to snipe it. Hera loves that. Look at this. Look at this. He tried it again. It would take 2 hits at this point. So I highly doubt it. If Hera snipes that villager in this game, I will gift 5 Twitch subs to my stream after this is uploaded. Alright? That's normally what I say when I'm streaming. I'm pretty confident that Viper will not lose that. You know what? I'm going to control group him. But I'm talking about being sniped by a scout, alright? He might die at some point in this game. Rest in peace. Viper's in Castle Age already. And he's going for crossbowman. Hera continues to try. And the guy heals a little bit every time he goes in there, so it's more and more difficult. Hera will have 2 stables to produce knights from. Hera has 2 docks over here. Hera has a lot of food. And Persian knights have extra attack versus archers. So I don't expect Viper to have much success with this. I think this villager is going to go to the left. There's no other reason he's out here. I think he's going to go to the left and find that Viper's already over there. Now, a bonus I probably should have mentioned is that Malay also have extra dock line of sight. So, this is Viper's point of view. Sorry, hold on. There we go. This is Viper's point of view. Look how much you can see. So you can't really sneak Malay either, which is a big reason why it's good. With other civs, you're going to see players make galleys. Like here, Hera's made a fire galley, just in case Viper sneaks over here. But that's because he can't see near as much. Check this out. Yeah, he can't see near as much. You can definitely be sneaky. He's actually building houses, though, so they act as little outposts. Where has Viper gone with his crossbows? Okay, he's here. And those scouts die. So you see how Viper plays this. It's just boom, it's just defense, and he has so much food. He's also not producing knights, so he's not investing food into the attack. Now, I think that maybe if Hera were to go with some Mangonels and knights, it would be dangerous, but for now, Viper can just hide behind his walls. And he has a monastery, he'll build a university, and he'll be up an imp in no time. It's crazy. Ah, this is interesting, though. Hera's just using the knights to attack the dock. And Viper's making a galley out of both of these docks. I will slowly damage the knights. I do 4 damage a shot. So this could be Hera's potential to get back into it. I don't think Viper can allow this to happen. Or maybe he will. I don't know. I mean, if he keeps the fishing ships alive... Oh, okay. He almost sniped the Vil there, but if he keeps the fishing ships alive and gets back over here, maybe he can use them with a redock. You know, Viper also can't afford to move out against Hera's army composition, so it really has no choice. He's played greedy, and he's already on his way to the Imperial Age. So Hera's starting to invest. He's starting to think about investing in the farms. Fishing long term is not going to work for him because his fish traps would need to be reseeded, if you call it that, or refished, relayed, re-netted, whatever. So now he's doing the wise thing, and he got his farm upgrades, and he's starting to farm. So long-term food eco will be quite good for him. He does have a mango here. I find it a bit disappointing as a big Hera fan that he didn't build the siege workshop here, because Viper never moved out. You have +2 knights with Persians, and you have a bonus against crossbows. So I feel like going a little bit more offensive would have been the play against Viper, who is very much playing passive. What is Viper researching? Oh, Arbalest, okay. He's getting Arbalest before Bracer. And now he's starting to... I keep wanting to say seed, because I'm normally saying this about farms. Now he's starting to place the fish traps. So Hera, he doesn't have the luxury of being on his way to the next stage, but he does have 10 more eco units. Make that 12. His TCs and docks producing. But he can't comfortably take engagements. So I want to show you Hera's point of view. Because these are the types of things you have to talk about when this goes late game. See these golds? Hera cannot allow Viper to get there. Or if Viper starts to move out there, he should realize that Viper's army's there and go back to the left. You've got to use your mobility. It's so hard to punish a player who's playing like Viper, and it's so hard to punish Viper. But that's how you have to do it. So I hate to be critical, or come off as critical. It's not really critical, but I think it'd be wise to patrol there, because Viper will probably post up with castles on the hills. I mean, I'm saying all this because I've seen Viper do it before. It's how he likes Malay. He's on the back foot for so much of the game, and then suddenly Hera doesn't have res to do anything. It's not really sudden, it's gradual. It's like Viper is investing his funds into a strong retirement, and Hera is not thinking long term. 401k. 401 night. My jokes are bad, and you already knew that, so don't even be disappointed. Hera's on the way to the Imperial Age. This should be easy micro for Viper. Mangoes against Arbs don't stand a chance. And Hera will... He'll get there. He'll get there. And I think he will get to Cavalier. However, Viper is already prepping pikemen. So if you're thinking Force Levy for Viper, remember, Force Levy, so those two-handed swordsmen, are only really good when Hera does not have gold. Because two-handed swordsmen against Cavalier, they stand no chance. Two-handed swordsmen really aren't all that strong. But they're strong if Hera's forced into making skirmishers, and forced into making halbs, and maybe hussars, anything that does not cost gold. However, as Hera runs around with the light cav, this is this is hilarious. Dodging all those shots. What a micro nerd. But Hera has this unique tech available. That would be so cool to see him go for his unique tech. He has not even gone to stone yet, though, so sad times for us. Hera will not be able to get Kamandaran. And I don't even know how good that's going to be. So both of those techs are a bit questionable. But funny enough, I think it's good for Persians to have if the Malay use their unique tech. Forward castle for Viper, he will deny that stone. Where's Hera's other stone at? Okay, it's there. That's not it, though. Okay, it's there. So he does have the option. And you need to probably get to a point where you can ram push these docks so Viper can't get food from that. Because Viper has one farm. It's also so easy for Viper to make arbs. It's just wood and gold. Saves the food for different things. Tech switches possibly. The Hera's waiting. I mean, when Hera gets upgrades, he's going to have Persian Cavalier against what is mainly Arbalest. It's a lot of Arbalest, but Viper's not, he's not fully capped out with upgrades. And the Cavalier will have that attack bonus. Viper also doesn't have that many pike upgrades either. Also could be surrounded here. So you need armor. Hera's getting armor. Actually, I think armor's completed. It's always a bit faster than Cavalier. Okay. And now he's getting Cavalier. He has some weak numbers. He's healing. It's good. He'll make light cav as well. Viper is making more barracks. Really tense stuff, right? 140 population to 130. Man, Hera has improved so much over the last 6 months to a year. He's so patient now. It's interesting how patient he is. I just think he's much better late game. He's always good early game. He's much better late game. I'm always making wise decisions, but we'll see how wise he is with these extra golds. I know Viper will probably not use them for a while, but he's taking it for himself. Alright, here he is. Hera's here. He has light cav and he has Cavalier. That attack bonus could be useful. He loses the Siege Workshop. He sends a Cap Ram in after Viper's Trebuchet and a Cap Ram after the castle. Now, on Definitive Edition, melee units are not so good. Ranged units can stack. The melee units bump a lot. But Hera has 30 more population than the Viper. He will destroy the Viper's Arbalest. And all the momentum the Viper did have with that slow creeping build is gone. And now Hera has mobility. A Viper's Halberdier upgrade was too late. You see a Halberdier there now. That's not going to help him. And Hera, it's game time, dude. It is game time. Now, Viper, what does he have? He has Malay. He has those fish traps that'll give him infinite food. He needs to keep an eye on those. He needs to protect those. And he needs to bounce back. He needs to make helps. I like Persian options more than I like Malay options if we're talking in terms of strength. But in terms of longevity, Malay can go all day. I can't help but feel like Viper should have known that trap was going to come. If he looked at the score there and he saw the stables on the left, he should have known that Hera was just going to wait. Viper wasn't really forcing Hera to respond. He's attacking the Siege Workshop. But you see this. Castle to secure the golds. Here, eventually, it could happen. Viper's actually sitting on the gold with an Arbalest. And Hera will start to produce from the right as well. Again, I think Hera needs to use mobility. It's just tough to do so. On any other map, against any other player, against any other Civ, you would probably push the walls and raid. I think here, though, you actually need to push the docks on the left. I haven't seen the rest of this game yet, and you guys haven't either, but what do you guys think? Because this is like a farm raid. This is like a very efficient farm raid. That's why you would normally go in the palisade walls. Hera's getting paladin. Does Viper just die to this? I feel like Viper just dies to this. That's a lot of Cavalier. Oh boy, Viper's gonna quick wall. I have a feeling he's gonna try and funnel these cav in towards himself. Okay, no. Okay, never mind. Viper has a lot of helps. You can never count the guy out.
Salam.
Oh, Hera's going to stone. Please tell me he goes for Kamandaran. Don't fight straight Halb. He has the archery ranges. Was he too late to stone? Imagine if he had crossbows. See, this is where wood-only crossbows with food and gold costing paladins would be sick. Oh no, I could see it happening. The fish is he's still fishing over here. Viper will castle the hill. Oh no, I can see it, guys. We talked about it, right? Now, if we're talking 40 Cavalier, or they're 28 Cavalier versus 10 Halbs, it's an easy fight. If you're talking 30 Cavalier versus 30 Halbs, the Cavaliers still win, but the aspect of cost comes to mind. Viper will just play defensive, camp the hills with castles, and try his best to defend. And wow, he's actually raiding here. Wow, Hera probably didn't expect this because he's been the one who's been affecting the pace of the game. Yeah, I think Hera was actually much too late to adding. Even Skirmisher here would be good. Not great, but good. Hand cannons is so expensive. It's 50 gold a pop, and if Viper has ARP and Halberdier, the hand cannons don't make a whole lot of sense. On the left side, Hera has those paladins. They're fully upgraded. He also has rams. And Viper is spamming Halb after Halb after Halb after Halb to this left-hand side, but he's sending them in one after the other. So this might not be too good for Viper. It's making me really sad that Hera hasn't gone for the crossbows. I hope it happens in this game. It would make so much sense. He could have defended from this already. And it would only cost wood. Persian crossbows do not get bracer, but they get thumb ring. So they fire pretty quickly. They're great against Halbs. Much better than skirms would be in that situation. But Hera has 50 more population. So yet again, just the brute strength of Hera's units well, he's winning. I mean, by all accounts, he's winning, but can this last for him? Siege ram is in. That ram will arrive to the castle, but I think these halves from Viper will make their way over here. Viper still has that gold collected. Viper's going to grab a relic for himself. Viper's now getting, I think it's thalassocracy, and that means his docks will fire arrows. Which doesn't change too much right now. Okay, Hera, this is a lot of gold units. Full hand cannon, full paladin. You can't be thinking this short term against Malay and against Viper. Hera will know he needs to finish the game soon. He'll know. He's back on a stone, but it... Man, the other thing is he doesn't even have conscription. His units are not producing as fast as Viper's. And Viper's units can be massed so much easier. 34 on food, though, for Viper. It's not an extreme amount. Hera tried to raid there. Viper just hopped in his castle. And he's sending some halves and arbs over.
Yep.
Again, tell me in the comments, we're at 43 minutes, if you think Hera's first play should have been to ram down these docks. It seems so obvious to me. I don't know who won or lost this game. It does have a feeling of inevitability about it when Viper's playing, though. Like, when he's playing it this way and Hera's producing so many gold units, it does. But, fact is, hand cannons are good against halberdiers. That's mostly what Viper's making. Actually, as I say that, Viper has some arbs in here. How's your micro, Viper? It's good. He is paying attention to this. He's sniping the gold units little by little. And he'll have more halb reinforcements here. Now, Hera's finally using a unit that does not cost gold. He's making some hussars. That can help. It's getting anything in there is good. He also has 4 bombard cannons, and he has 1,000 gold. 1,000 gold is crazy. I want Hera to do this. Punish Viper for sitting back. To play with Malay like this, you have to sit back. And for far too long, I want Hera to do this. I really do. Viper's fish traps have not kicked in much, and his production hasn't been that insane. Hera has 150 villagers. Viper has 20 more pop. You know, now that I look... Sorry, Viper has 30 more military pop. Now that I look at the vill counts contributing to the population, I am really scared for Hera. Because if his 180 population has 150 villagers, that's not good. That can't last either. Not against Malay. Malay can get to some crazy population. Oh, and the hand cannons are so expensive. So expensive. This is so sad. This is like 1,000 gold going down. Oh, no. Oh, no. Hera, where's your castle? He still doesn't have the stone. I'm sorry, YouTube. I'm sorry if you're upset too. I'm so sorry for doing this. I didn't know. I didn't know. I teased you all with the tech. And he's not going for it. Oh, wait. Okay, he's at least going for skirm now. See, the problem with skirm is... With skirms, it's a whole lot more obvious that they're Persian units. At least the Persian crossbows get thumb ring, but the skirmishers are not that special. Here comes that spam. It's getting worse. It is getting worse. I knew that this would be the attempt. I felt like it was coming for a long time. Can Hera hold on now? Still has 50 more vills. That's the crazy thing. Still has 50 more eco. A lot of it is idle, actually. He has... I guess his idle number is changing constantly. But it says he has 30 idle villagers. Yeah, they're all over the place right now. A lot of fishing ships, actually. Alright. There it is. Viper's researching Force Levy. What is Hera making? A lot of skirmishers and a lot of hussars. What can Hera not afford a lot more of? Paladins. This is the time for Force Levy. You can't win games with Force Levy. You can't only do Force Levy, but you can polish off games with Force Levy if you starve your opponent out, and that's exactly what has happened.
Apa syasananya, Baginda?
Hera, at the very least, give us the crossbows. You don't even have much wood for it. Give me the crossbows. Give me conscription. I won't be picky. At least produce whatever units you're queuing up faster for us. Viper isn't finishing them off. A Hera has 84 on food. That's a lot of food to produce hussars from. Alright, and now he wants to place a castle here. Now, Kamandaran is very cheap, and he's getting crossbow! He's getting crossbow! Guys, he could do it! Can he come back with it? I'm no longer sorry. If Hera does it, it was just a big old tease this whole time. I really feel like he could have done it earlier, but a mix of crossbow, hussar, skirmisher, and maybe ram could do it? I want to believe. A Hera has one relic if you're wondering about gold. He is mining a little bit of gold places. Here he can take some stone. He might just sell the excess. He's getting Kamandaran. And now, or soon, he can make crossbows that do not cost gold. So guys, we're going to see the two unique texts clash. For me, this is the first time I've ever seen this. And now I know my YouTube title is going to be Kamandaran vs. Force Levy. Or something of the sort. It must be really weird to see the YouTube title and thumbnail and then have me begging for it the whole time. I'm so happy. I'm so happy. All I was told was really good cross game, Malay versus Persians, long game. Basically what I was told. And that's all I needed to know. Alright, Viper. I mean, Viper had more military there for a long time, and he wasn't able to make the most of it. Hera has 90 on food. And he's making hussars, and he'll be making crossbows. Now, there's a gold here. No one seems to be in a huge rush to collect. Viper's queuing up the two-handed swordsman and the arbalest. Two-handed swordsman, arbalest against hussar, crossbow, and skirm. Now, the two-handed swordsmen are great against skirms. They're not great against crossbow. You're looking at 5 pierce armor. Crossbow fires really quickly. 8 attack. I think you still need a mix. I think you do need some skirms because the skirms have that high pierce armor. The crossbows do not have that. It's only 2 pierce armor for them. It's 6 pierce armor here. So essentially that means they hold up better against the arbalest. Can't go full crossbow, but this will be interesting. Remember, one big difference is that Viper, he has more pop space for military. Which is why he consistently has more. Hera probably needs to delete farmers. We'll see. Now, you can really see where the DE pathing gets wonky. Viper's patrolled some of these units. They've frozen. And you could also see in between the buildings where Viper's units just don't move. Like that. There's nothing there. Maybe Hera is using the force. But that's rough for Viper. And so it might actually be better for the hussars because the hussars have like, more mobility. They can get in there closer. Look at this fight! Look at this fight! The power of late-game Malay versus the power of late-game Persians. Which is going to win? It looks like Malay are winning big time. Viper just has more numbers, though. It's 66 military for him, 35 for Hera. Hera needs his ranges. He needs to be producing from here. He needs his hill. Viper has a hill, so Viper's doing more damage from this hill. And slowly, and I think surely, he'll take out those archer ranges, which Hera cannot afford to reproduce. Look how many units Hera has queued up. Now, I love the fact that he currently has a siege ram on the way out. That's really nice. But holy cow, this production is insane. Hera has more queued up than Viper, but Viper's composition seems much better. There's the ram. Will it save the day? It snipes a treb. Not bad. Keep in mind that Viper's composition's much better because he has the better gold units. So if those 17 arbs weren't there, sorry, this might be better for Hera. Is Hera producing more buildings back here? Is he building more buildings? He's built some more over here. But he's losing ground, and he doesn't have wood to produce more crossbows. Oh my goodness, Viper docked over here. His docks shoot arrows. He also has galleons there, so say hello to more fish traps from Viper if he needs it. I don't think he does. By the way, Viper also has had 3 relics this entire time, so 3 relics on top of the fact he... Oh wow, they're both sharing the gold. How kind. Wow, these guys are such... Our community's so nice.
Yep.
I think that was Hera's opportunity. He still didn't have conscription? Well, no wonder he's behind in numbers. I thought he had conscription. Viper's units were producing so much faster. Oh, man. Now, guys, I still think that if Hera were to show up here with rams, now Viper would react, but maybe, just maybe, that would be a strong play. Now, he can't afford to do it until he cleans this up a little bit more. Can Hera stabilize? He's built this castle to try to. Now, Viper no longer has the hill. Hera's building more crossbows out of ranges in the back of his base. I felt like Hera was dead. But now I'm not so sure. Viper's sending units to the right side. Ah, Viper wants to take this castle now. But if he does that, does he lose this area? Or is he still okay? He's not okay! This is not okay for Viper. This is not okay for Viper. The Kamandaran crossbows are pushing back. Hera will now have to respond, you know. He'll have to deal with this. So much for Viper being the nice guy and allowing Hera to get the gold. And it's still good for Viper, you know, he's still controlling the pace of the game, but Hera's not dead yet. And as long as Hera has trees to chop, crossbows will be on their way. Wow! This is everything I've ever dreamed of. When I was in school growing up, and they said, hey, T90, what do you want to be when you grow up? And yes, they called me T90. No, they didn't. But I said, I want to be Kamandaran versus Malay. And they said, no, not what do you want to see, what do you want to be? And I said, I don't know. That's pretty much what went down. Minus the whole Age of Empires thing. So maybe Hera can use this momentum to raid a little bit. But what do you raid? I guess you raid the woodline. You can't raid fish traps. Okay, those arbs are stacked. Hera's taking out some of them. He's actually focus firing them down. You see this? The rest of the armies are patrolled. Viper's focus, Hera is focus firing down those arbalests. I think if Hera had 5 rams here, he'd push all these buildings. But that is a lot of two-handed swordsmen coming from Viper. Wow. And now Viper will push back, I assume. Viper does have the right-hand side control. He still has 30 more military. I don't think it's a winning battle for Hera to run in here without support from Siege. And yes, he could patrol crossbows this way. But it's going to take time for him to get the numbers that he needs. And Viper, after taking that right-hand side, has the free gold. And is slowly collapsing around here. I think he is. I think he is. Again, if Hera just had rams there. A single ram even would have taken out a few of these buildings already. But that's how close this game is. We're talking about just a few things. And Viper's two-handed swordsmen are going to get cleaned up. I mean, eventually. Hera took... I'm speechless. This whole game has had a feeling of inevitability about it, that Viper is going to win. But look at the populations. It's actually not that different. Now, it sucks for Hera that he has so much of his military back at home. I can't stand up out of my seat, but I am figuratively standing up. And I'm out of my seat for this game. People weren't kidding, man. Viper researched the elite cannon galleon. That's amazing. That is amazing. You know, Hera might run out of wood, actually. I mean, long-term, Viper's still way better off with the relics and with the fish traps. And Hera is... He has to kill Viper. He has to push him. Viper's probably like, hey, you know, he's probably having a conversation with his girlfriend. Hey, how was work today? Work good? Walk your half a dozen dogs, or however many dogs they have? I don't know. I know nothing. I know they have a few dogs. That's it. I'm sure Debbie wouldn't distract him in the middle of a game. I'm sure she would never. What do you prefer? Do you prefer skirmishers or two-handed swordsmen, or hussars and crossbows? I think I prefer the hussars and crossbows. It's just the fact that Viper has relics, and Viper has 3 pawns, and Viper has the fish traps. Hera needs wood, and he needs to use whatever gold he has for rams. The rest will be crossbows and hussars. This is incredible. This is incredible. This is Kamandaran versus Force Levy. Truly special. It is sick what these unique techs can do. These civs. They're both at 160 pop. No way. Man, I don't know if Hera's going to win or lose this game, but props to him, by the way, because he was really late to the Kamandaran tag. I wanted it for the longest time, and I still even thought that he was going to die. And for brief moments, he's taking the population lead and the military lead, which... that's a first. No way. No way. He wants to drop a castle here? Viper is going to spam two-handed swordsman from the left now. I think he's all about denying wood now. There's a guard tower. He's all about denying Hera's wood. This cannon galleon is... Or, sorry, the galleon's doing a lot of that on the right side. Where are Hera's crossbows at? Okay, they're going to the left. Again, I think he needs siege, right? I think he needs rams, but... it's not cheap. Now, Viper can make bombard cannons. Viper has gold. He can make trebs. He can make a lot of things. But the castle will be a nice position for Hera to possibly push from. Ridiculous. This is ridiculous. Now, who will be the first to 1,000 kills, I wonder? I feel like it might be Hera. He's going to get a lot of kills here, but Viper has the lead, so the odds are with him. Alright, if Viper would have stayed, maybe Hera could have done it. I think it'll be Viper. Alright, Hera made a treb. Where is it? Here. See, here's the problem. If Viper catches wind of a trap, he'll just queue up a dozen two-handed swordsmen and snipe it. So the only time you can make trebs is if you can protect it. Viper can protect it. And Viper can also afford it more. Whereas rams, I think, help you in the actual fight. And I guess, at least in this case, you know, you could ram down these buildings, which Viper is producing from. But this is what I mean. Like, Viper, this is no problem for him to take that treb out. Eventually. I think. Maybe. Sort of. More wood for Viper. What if Viper starts buying wood? I guess it's not worth it, but that'd be kind of funny. If he started buying wood. If Hera gets desperate and has to buy wood for crossbows, nah. It's unlikely. Wood is pretty plentiful for him right now. Won't be in 10 minutes, though, and there goes the treb. Woo! What a doozy. What a doozy of a game. I wonder how big of a difference this right side is paid. Or is made, sorry. Malay having 3 pawns just seems like death. I don't see how he can push it. Again, Kamandaran, strong. But it's not so much the text now, it's the fact, it's how they're going to get resources. If Hera had infinite wood, then this might be a very long game. Thank God that he does not have infinite wood, because the game might never end. Hera could push. Could possibly push. 50 crossbows. And he has a bombard cannon, which will attack the Treb. Viper reacts, though. He fires a volley, and Hera dodges. One Treb down. Choke point is much better for Hera. It is much, much better for Hera. But you might see that yellow on the right side. You might see that yellow on the left side. And you also see Hera's castles crumbling. Like this. It's starting. It's starting. But if Hera pushes up the middle, if Hera wins in the middle, then he could win the game. He could take this pawn. Viper could fall apart. He wouldn't have buildings. Could. Possibly. Maybe. But look at that production from the Viper.
Yep.
He needs halbs in front. Or two-handed swordsmen, actually. Halbs are going to get pretty costly once the wood count's low. So, probably two-handed swordsman is the way to go. Viper's even taking out houses now. He's everywhere. He's taking out the market. Look at these guys go. Man, they're really using two hands. They're stepping into that, man. I did that move at my aerobics class last week. Hera needs to build more houses. That's hilarious. Hera is actually out of 5 pop space because Viper was attacking the houses. Can Hera raid somewhat? Oh wow, Viper didn't take that relic. That would be 4 for him. I was wondering where that was. They're both at 200 pop. I'm going to bed. It is 12:30 a.m. for me. Good night, YouTube. Jeez. I didn't know it'd be this long. Okay. Hera's building a few houses elsewhere. He will take out the two-handed swordsman. Hera was the first to get to 1,000 kills. Wow, Viper really has not gotten to 1,000 kills? Wow. I feel like last I checked was 10 minutes ago, and he only got 30 or 40 since then? Well, that's crazy. Hera still needs to rebuild houses. This is hilarious. And Hera is running dangerously low on wood. And places to get wood. He can't take here. He can't take here. He can only take this. Oh no. And Viper, man, he could, if he just wanted to show Hera how good his position was, he could make karambits now if he wanted to. Get elite karambit. Karambits are still so cheap. Probably not the smartest way to use those resources. It's a great way to throw a game, but I think he could. He's pop capped at 106 military. Hera is almost pop capped at 96 military. So we're going to see another fight here. And if this goes anything like the previous fights did, the crossbows and the hussars will be better than the skirmishers and the two-handed swordmen. It was only when Viper had Arbalest that Viper was winning that first fight. But Hera took care of that. Unbelievable hold. Well, take wood now, Hera. Oh boy, there's two-handed swordsmen here. Also, Hera's farm count has gone way down. Now, that's gonna cost a lot of wood to make more farms. He had 90 at one point, he's at 40 now. Viper has 78 on food. And he has, okay, he does have some farmers in that. So that's 70 fish traps. The cannon galleon's taking these crossbows out. I didn't realize he went for elite. No, I did realize that. I talked about it, but my point is that really, like, he went for that early, man. He was confident. He knew. A regular cannon galleon would suffice. Yeah, it's a desperation game now for Hera. He's trying He likes his pop. So, you always like your chances if you're above 180 pop. But how many times have we seen the same thing over and over and over and over and over again? Congratulations, Viper, for crossing 1,000 kills, by the way. It's really a true test of a caster as well, when the same thing continues to happen. But, guys, it's getting worse and worse for Hera now. He's only at 75 villagers. So he has less eco numbers than Viper. And he does not have access to wood that Viper has. He does not have the unlimited fish traps that Viper has. He does not have the resources that Viper has.
Yeah.
Hera failed to push the ponds, and he lost the right. I think when he lost the left, he should have pushed it. I think it's unorthodox because normally you want to push an imp in their main eco. I'm used to doing air quotes. Their main eco, but there's not a lot in there against Malay. So you get there and you end up losing your units, and you don't affect their economy at all. I think the key is always to take the pawns here. Okay, so now he shows up with crossbows. This is something. But imagine some siege rams. Now Viper would react to that, but and this is good damage. 180 population for Hera. Well, this would be a great moment to bring this up. And it slipped my mind previously. I'll mention this a few more times too. But at the time of upload, I am likely in Germany, Hamburg. Hera and Viper will be there, and many other high-level players, and I'll be casting my friend's Nilly's channel. It's Nilly AoE. It's called Nilly's Apartment Cup. So quite literally, it is a LAN event from Nilly's apartment. Dave will be there, I will be there, other casters you may know will be there. So check it out, guys. Twitch.tv/Nilly_AoE. If you get there and I'm casting a game that is an hour and a half long, and it is Persians versus Malay, you'll have a bit of insight on what I might say. So, but you see Hera now. This is what happens in late game. You're really scrambling. You're toggling through TCs. You're producing more vills. You don't realize that you're sending vills to the same farm and they're going idle. I think the end is very much near now. That's a confident addition from Viper to add the bombard cannons. Viper knows. Viper knows. He's known for a long time. I think Hera has known for a long time too, but he just wanted to wait for Viper to kill him. He wanted to try his best. He gave it a good shot. He tried to see if Viper would slip up, and Viper did not. Now, Viper has actually shot down the lumber camp with Elite Cannon Galleon. He has the two-handed swordsman attacking the vills. It's gonna be cold in Germany, man. Florida has made me soft, but wow, what a game. We saw it. Kamandaran versus Levy. Levy versus Kamandaran. I think Hera could have done it earlier. Like, imagine if he fought with those crossbows and paladins, is my point. Because he lost most of his paladins. Like, why not switch into that earlier? I can't think of a real reason. And also the hand cannons. Remember the hand cannons? The whole time I was like, no, don't do it. It's expensive. Check this out. It's crazy expensive. You don't think of it because you don't see the unit often, but 50 gold a pop. 50 gold a pop. And the crossbow would only cost 60 wood. Kamandaran, I think, is 200. Let me just double check here. Yeah, 200 food, 200 gold. So for the price of 4 hand cannons, he could have researched that and made crossbows, which are more than fine versus the halberdiers there. If he also keeps his paladins alive, and I don't know, maybe invest the rest of the gold into rams, I think he could push. Like, what I'm envisioning is those 30 paladins with 30 to 40 crossbows, and then 10 rams, hit the left pond. Viper doesn't have fish there. Then you could push the center, and as Viper reacts to the center, you could mass the next force to push the right pond. I don't know if this is playing out in your brain like it is mine, but that's my thought. Let's go to the statistics, though. We saw the KD. This we could see on our little overlay, but wow. Okay. Viper had what? 8 farms max? And Castlade, he only had 2? And 86,000 food? You think that's a little strong? Hera had more stone and more gold collected, but slightly. Viper could have grabbed the 4th relic. I don't know how much the gold really mattered for him in late game, though, because he was just banking it up. Did help for bombard cannons. And there's the timeline for you. Wow. Most of this video and most of this game was played in the Imperial Age. That's pretty crazy. You don't see this happen very often. Well played, Hera. Well played, Viper. And if you're lucky, I'll have more uploads from these guys coming to YouTube soon. I said this in an upload last week. Guys, I've been putting a lot of time into my YouTube content lately. Hunting down good games, unique strategies, and it's fun. When I do this and people really appreciate it, and there's benefit from it, then I'm always going to continue to do this. So if you enjoyed the YouTube-only commentary, not that I'm only going to do that, but I like to do it because there's more focus on the strategies, then please, please, please leave a like on the video. Let me know in the comments, and I hope to see you next time. Have a great night, everyone. Okay. Challenge for the next cast. In my defense, I streamed for 5 hours, and now I've been recording for 5 hours. Challenge for the next YouTube-only video is to do a proper outro.